Hello and welcome back to the Drive to Thrive show. The show all about being yourself, being your best and truly thriving in life, whatever that means to you. I hope you're all well and having a great day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today I've got a topic that I am so excited to be sharing with you. In last week's episode we were talking about what it means to thrive in life. And at the end of the episode I posed some questions to you. What would it be like for you to be thriving in life? What specifically would that involve? And what would that look like? And in today's episode, we're going to be expanding upon and taking that to a whole new level, talking about our visions, what they are, why they're important, and how we can go about creating them. So without any further ado, let's get into today's episode. Your vision. When someone talks about having a vision, what do they mean? Well, your vision is your hopes, dreams and prospects for the future. It's an ideal image of what you would love your life to be like, involve and consist of. And in the context that we're discussing it today, it's a purposefully and intentionally crafted conceptualization of the future life that you're creating for yourself, based upon your values, your wants, your desires and your aspirations. And much more than just a carrot, pot of gold or end destination to work towards, it's an ongoing and evolving masterpiece made in the likeness of your best life. It's something that's very personal to you. It permeates your whole life, your actions and your psychology, and it has the power to motivate, inspire and energize you from the inside out intrinsically. Put simply, it's a vision of what your life would be like if all of your goals, desires and ambitions were achieved. That's a bit about what our visions are. So why are they so important? First and foremost, having a vision, having an idea in mind of what we would love our lives to be like, it helps to program two very important things: our reticular activating system and our subconscious minds. Our reticular activating systems are what's important for filtering out all the information that our brains receive. All day, every single second, we are taking in millions of bits of information and stimulus through our senses. We take in so much information that our prefrontal cortex and conscious minds wouldn't be able to handle it. Therefore, the reticular activating system is responsible for filtering all of that out and passing into our conscious minds what's most important. And what's most important is deemed by what we repeat consistently and what we do with emotional intensity. Therefore, when we repeatedly visit this vision in our minds, when we attach emotion to it, it programs our reticular activating system to say this is important, and it passes it into our minds. If you think for a second, if you've ever thought about buying a pair of shoes, a car, or something like that, you've thought there's something I really want for myself. Not many people have got it, I've not seen it around very much, I'm going to get it. And then you either go in and put the down payment down on it or you buy it, and then as soon as you leave, you go outside and you can see it everywhere. And you're like, wait a minute, what how has this just appeared everywhere? Well, the thing is, it was always there, but now that you've made that emotional investment to say that you're going to buy it or having just bought it, all of a sudden your reticular activating system deems it as important and passes it to your conscious mind, and now you notice it everywhere. Therefore, when we have that vision of what we would love our life to be like, that vision, our goals, are what has consistently been passed to our conscious minds so that we can notice, pick out and take advantage of the opportunities and resources that are going to help us to make that happen. As well as that, our subconscious minds, which are responsible for doing 95% of our thinking, when we have a vision in mind, we create that emotional connection. Tell our subconscious mind this is important to us, and our subconscious mind works away in the background with 95% of your mental power, pulling together the resources, opportunities, and organizing everything we need to go and make that a reality. Next, it helps to directionalize and focus our thinking actions in life. Because when we have that vision, when we know where we want to go, it gives us direction and it gives us a lane to focus our thinking, actions, and lifestyles within to allow us to create, achieve, and bring that vision to life. Next, when we know what we want and why it's important to us, why it's truly meaningful to us, it gives us an intrinsic sense of motivation, that internal desire, drive, and get up and go and make it happen. As well as that, when we know what we want, why it's important to us, and we're taking consistent action towards achieving it, it can give us a sense of purpose. Because these actions we're taking, the habits we're creating, and the lifestyle we're living are all intentionally and purposefully designed to bring about the things that are most important to us. And that intrinsic sense of motivation and purpose can be the thing that makes the difference in overcoming the challenges, obstacles, setbacks, and failures that are going to happen along the way to making this vision a reality. Next, when we have that clear and compelling vision of what we want for ourselves, it can help increase willpower and discipline. Because when we know what we truly want for ourselves, we're more likely to say no to the temporary pleasures, temptations, and instant gratifications of the modern world. To say no to the instant pleasure so that we can get what we truly want off in the future. And last but by no means least, backed by science, when we have a compelling vision of a better future, regardless of whether we're starting in a crap place or a great place and just wanting to get even better, when we have that vision of a better future, it helps to boost positive emotions, happiness levels, health and well-being, optimism, hope, coping skills, and positive expectations of the future. All of which just add to a self-fulfilling prophecy of self-empowerment and energizing yourself. And if we want to create an amazing life for ourselves and our loved ones and thrive, we need to know what that means, looks like, and involves so that we can move towards it. Because we can't reach a destination we don't define, and we can't hit a target that we don't set. And our visions give us that direction, focus, and sense of purpose and drive to take action, be our very best, and create that life for ourselves. That's why the Bible said, without a vision, the people perish. Because if we don't have something to work on and towards, it gives rise to the question, what are we doing all this for? It allows temptations, distractions, and temporary pleasures to get in the way, and that's when a feeling of being lost, purposeless, or unfulfilled can take hold. Or even worse, it doesn't take hold, and then later in life, we're faced with regret. But having that vision can mitigate all of that and give you the power you need to create and live a life you love, a life in which you thrive. And again, that's not to say it's going to be all rosy and perfect, far from it. It's still going to have its challenges and hardships. Life's still going to have its tragedies, and it's going to test the fuck out of you and your commitment to making that vision a reality. This is just another important reason why we have that vision. Because the purpose it gives us can help to pull us through those hard times and challenges, to come out the other side better, stronger, and closer to what we want. Friedrich Nietzsche put it perfectly. He said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." Meaning that when we have that vision, when we have that strong sense of purpose, of something that's truly meaningful to us, that we want to bring into the world, that we want to create, to experience, to enjoy, when we have that strong sense of why and purpose, we can overcome almost anything life throws at us. And this is reiterated by Viktor Frankl in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl is a Holocaust survivor, and in his book, he tells the story of his experience in concentration camps, and then in the second half of the book psychoanalyzes himself and his own experience. And one of the main things that he took away from his experience in the concentration camps was that the people that survived it, the people that got through it, were the people who gave themselves a reason to, who gave themselves a strong why, a strong sense of purpose, something that gave them a reason to survive it. And this is why having our visions is so important. Think about it. Absolutely everything man-made that we humans have created in this world started out as a vision in someone's mind. This table, computer, watch, microphone, these glasses, none of them existed at some point in time. And then they started as a vision in someone's mind. And that person then went to work, took action, and did what was necessary to manifest that vision into physical reality. And now we have these things. And more than that, there are things that you have created in your life today that started out as an idea, as a vision in your mind. Things that one day you longed for and potentially even doubted the possibility of achieving them, and now you've created them, potentially even take them for granted. Think about it with me for a second. Think of something in your life that you really wanted, that started out as an idea and a vision, and that you've made happen. And in doing so, I want you to acknowledge your part in it. Acknowledge your strengths, qualities, and characteristics that allowed you to make it happen. And also acknowledge your incredible power to create, achieve, and manifest. Because you did it. You made it happen. And anything else that you want in your life, in your vision, you can make it happen. Using those exact same strengths, using that exact same power. It may be much larger on a much grander scale, but it's those same skills and strengths, and it's those same powers that you use to create, achieve, and manifest it. Those powers that at all times and in all places are innately within yourself. Ever present, ever ready, and ever powerful. And it all starts with having a compelling vision of what you want to achieve and what you would love your life to be like. Hopefully now you can understand and appreciate why it's so important to have a vision if we want to create an amazing life for ourselves and thrive. Because ultimately, the world is going to keep turning and time is going to keep rolling regardless of whether we have a vision or not. And if we don't have that vision, we're just going to keep moving through life on whatever random trajectory life puts us on. But by having these visions for ourselves, our loved ones, and our lives, we can choose which direction we want to go in. We can plot a course for ourselves and we can put ourselves on the trajectory to making it happen. And lastly on this point, what we focus on expands and we get more of it. And where our focus and intention go, energy flows. And so if all we're focused on is what's happening in the news and social media, the drama of the day, whatever comes up in conversation, these are the things that expand in our mind by our reticular activating system giving us more of it, and then they expand in our lives. But when we have that vision, when we know what we want for ourselves, this expands and we get more of it. Firstly, in our minds by our reticular activating system showing us more of it and making us more aware of it. And secondly, by focusing on it and our energy flowing into it, it then expands in our lives as we take consistent action on it and make more and more of it a reality. This is why one of the very first things I do with my coaching clients is to help them create that compelling vision for themselves, to energize, inspire, and empower them, and also so we can break it down into specific goals and make it happen. And after that initial session creating their compelling vision, my clients feel so energized, alive, and excited to go and make it happen, and then they do it. But without that vision, it would be very difficult, if not impossible, for them to make it happen. And without a vision, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you and sharing this with you. Because it was that vision that I created for myself all those years ago in France that's allowed me to grow, progress, and become the person that I am today. To live that vision and to be sitting here sharing it with you. And as I alluded to earlier in the episode, our visions are ongoing and evolving things. So as I've grown, progressed, and moved forward in my life, my vision has evolved, expanded, and grown with me. into even greater and more meaningful things. And that's what energizes, inspires, and empowers me to keep taking consistent action towards the things that I find meaningful. Now, we've covered what our visions are. And we've covered a lot about why they're so important and how they can serve and empower us in our lives. Now, it's time for that all-important question. How do we create our visions? Just before we dive into that, I want to share something with you. Your vision is yours and yours alone. It is completely personal to you, and you make it whatever you want. It doesn't matter whether it's a 1-year vision, 3-year vision, 5-year vision, or 10-year vision. It does not matter what is in your vision or what time period it is over. The 3 most important things about your vision are: number 1, that you have one. Number 2, that it is authentically yours and compelling to you. And number 3, that you break it down into goals and take action to make it happen. And that is the 3 most important things about your vision. What's in it and how long a time period is over is entirely up to you. So let's talk about how we create that vision. This is a nice and simple process that can take as much or as little time as you like to complete. As a minimum, I would say set aside about 15 minutes for yourself. Make sure to have your pad and pen or journal at the ready to take some notes, and make sure to be somewhere nice and quiet where you won't be disturbed. If you enjoy having music on to put you in a more productive and creative state, then by all means, please do so. Once you've got your setting ready, all you need to do is sit down, close your eyes, and start to have a think about your goals. Start to have a think about everything you would love to be, do, have, achieve, and experience in your life, and start bringing into your mind the things that are truly important and meaningful to you. And in relation to those things, begin to imagine what you would love life to look like. If you were your very best, you gave it your all, and every single one of your goals, dreams, and desires was achieved, what would that look like? What specifically would it involve? And how would you feel? And just spend some time imagining that, seeing it through your own eyes, hearing it through your own ears, feeling it through your own senses, bringing it to life, making it vivid and compelling for yourself, and really beginning to flesh it out. And then once you have that compelling idea in your mind of what you would love life to be like, open your eyes and begin writing it down. Every last detail. Where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you can see, hear, and feel. Every last little detail that lets you know this is the life that you love and want to live. And once you've done that and you've got it written down, congratulations, you have your vision. Now, when we first start creating our visions, we don't always have all the details, and that's okay. And often, we don't know exactly how we're going to go about making it a reality. And again, that's okay. As we grow, evolve, expand, and move forward, more of the details become clear. We learn more about ourselves, about what's truly important to us, and we can add these into our visions, just making them even more vivid and compelling. And as we begin to take action and move towards these things, more and more of the pathway and the how are revealed to us. Now, I've got some tips for you just to help make this even more effective. Firstly, be honest, authentic, and open with yourself. The reason that I share this is that so often people can get caught up creating goals, visions, and ideas of what life should be like based upon what the Joneses have, what they've seen on social media, or what a loved one, a friend, or someone around them thinks would be good for them, without ever actually considering, do I really want it? Is it truly meaningful to me, and will it actually be good for me? So be honest with yourself about what it is that you want. Be authentic in making sure it's things that are truly meaningful to you, and be open with yourself and just allow it to come out, whatever that vision is. Secondly, do your best to focus on intrinsic goals, the things that are personally meaningful to you. The difference between an extrinsic and intrinsic goal are where the motivation and reward come from. An example of an extrinsic goal would be I want to get in good shape so that I can impress others. The motivation is to impress others, which is out with ourselves. And the reward, if and when those people are impressed, also comes from out with ourselves. Whereas an intrinsic goal would be, I want to get in great shape so that I can feel amazing about myself and have lots of energy. The motivation is in something for ourselves, and the reward is created and experienced within ourselves. So do your best to make sure that as much of your vision as possible is intrinsically motivated, because that's what's going to make it truly compelling. That's what's going to create that strong emotional connection, and that's what's going to help to program your reticular activating system and subconscious mind. If creating your vision is something that you would like to do, to help make that even easier for you and take it to a whole new level, I've created a training specifically for you where I'll take you through a guided process, creating your vision and helping you to note it all down. If that's something you would like to do, you can scroll down to the show notes and click on that link now and go through the training. On that note, this brings today's episode nicely to a close. We've learned all about what our visions are. An ideal image of what we would love life to be like, consist of and involve. We know why they're important in that they help to program our minds, give us direction and focus, create intrinsic motivation and purpose, boost willpower, discipline, health and well-being and so much more. Give us something to work on, progress towards and look forward to, and ultimately energize, inspire and empower us to make our goals a reality. And if we want to create an amazing life for ourselves and our loved ones, if we truly want to thrive, our visions are the start of that. Because they give us the clarity, the inspiration and the direction. And that is the starting point of the roadmap to making these things come true. I want to leave you today with the words of Steve Jobs. If you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So my question for you today is, what would you love to be pulled towards? Enjoy having a think about that. Tune in next week where we'll be talking about how you can start living this vision here and now, and make sure to click that link in the show notes and go and do the training to help you create your vision. Until next time, take care, please be kind to others, and I'll see you real soon. Peace. If you enjoyed this and you want to stay connected, then jump on over to Instagram and connect with me personally at GaryRankin_, where you'll get even more tips, tools and powerful content to help you keep taking action and stay in the flow until next week's episode. I'll see you there.